And what's up? What's up, everyone?
Yo,
And
yo,
welcome to the
yo,
For the
yo,
Boys
yo.
podcast. What's up, boys? So, everyone, this is a podcast for the boys as a space to share stories and experiences and the battle that comes with it. I'm Teza.
I'm smoking the second. Whether you're joining us through our live show or listening through our podcast, thank you. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, it's my view. So, just a quick disclaimer, man, that none of us are professionals. Maybe our guest tonight is a professional, but we definitely ain't. We basically run off life experiences, and man, you know, the stories we share sometimes helps, one of us or somebody's watching. So, yeah, none of us are professionals, man, but we're here and we're keen to listen. So, yeah, stay tuned, hang around, Mr. Chief.
Yo, thanks for having me, boys. I'm Chief. Just like the boys said, we're just sharing from our past experiences and just hope others learn from our experiences. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Mahalo for having me.
Short,
Welcome,
Toko.
boys.
Short, boys. Short.
We have a big show tonight, very big show, and what better way to have, one of the greats in the show, in the music, and also the radio. You all know his voice, and it's the iconic voice of radios these days.
That
Also,
morning show.
That morning, yeah, everyone knows. We want to welcome, and we are privileged and honored to have on the show the great and the powerful Nixon, or the Nixon Clark.
Great.
Hey guys, what's up? Shout out to Lover.
What's up, brother?
So,
Thanks for
Kia ora, kia
thanks
ora.
for jumping on.
I appreciate
And,
the invite.
thanks as you can see, everyone's nervous and don't want to look at the screen. Guys, man,
I'm
come on, man.
There's no eye contact.
Come on, man. Shit.
I'm like a sweaty man. I don't know.
Yeah, welcome, brother. Just an introduction, and you don't need any introduction, but for those that don't know you, that's been living under a rock, quick introduction about yourself, please, brother.
Yeah, sweet. First of all, my name's Nixon Clark. I Auckland boy, Auckland proud. Married, got a beautiful Balangi wife. And I'm a dad to two fur babies. I got an 8-year-old cat and a 7-year-old dog. Half Samoan, half UK English, and I work in radio, and I've been doing it now for about 15 years. 15 years now.
15 years.
Yeah. I'm an only child, and
Veteran of the game, mate.
living life. Well, yeah, you'd hope so. Like by now, I'd hope to be like acknowledged with like at least a certificate one day. But it's fun. It's a good job, and I get to hang out with some mates, and obviously represent and give us Polynesians a chance to be heard and have a voice, and just empower and encourage other people to live their best life and not be too serious, and just have some fun with their work and get paid to do it at the same time.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. It was so nice. I think you forgot one accolade though, Wows. You forgot
What
the
was that?
two-time most promising musician award of the years.
Man, I don't even know how you guys found that. And but it's funny because when I learned how to play piano, and when I was young, and it's Samoan, it's like rite of passage, right? Your mum and dad want you to play an instrument, so I played piano. But when I learned how to play piano, it wasn't cool, so it was like, bro, why are you playing piano? You're supposed to play drums or like play guitar or something. And so I just hit that talent, and I only play piano for church and for Jesus. That's it now. And for my mum, if my mum makes me.
But you must have been a heavyweight because two-time.
Two-time.
No
Not
wonder.
the jokers.
In high school, I got a scholarship to go to a music school on Rhode Island in New York. And
Oh wow.
my mum was like, "Hell no, you're not going all the way over there by yourself." And so
True.
I ended up like having to decline it, and I ended up staying in New Zealand and finishing school here. So yeah, yeah.
That's not to that school. Was that Kaligi? Was that hall? That hall in New
Oh,
York?
it was like Rhode Island Music School or something, or Performing Arts. Yeah, but yeah, but
Imagine.
no, that man, I've come a long way since then. Come a long way. Like I don't know if it's like forward or backwards or sideways, but I've definitely
Yeah,
take a
come a
few
long
extra
way.
steps in some direction to end up in radio. So instead of playing music now, I just push play on the music and have it talk. Yeah, yeah.
Oh, I thought you were flexing on your karaoke's when you guys have your karaoke.
Wow.
Oh, bro, you know, the only thing that goes through my mind when I'm doing that karaoke is
Yeah.
one, don't embarrass your wife and don't embarrass your mom. There's the only two things that go through my mind. Yeah.
You still jamming the piano or the keyboard or was that
Yeah,
just
I
Just church.
like I said before, like I mean, most people think I'm joking, but like I only really play the piano now. If mum makes me play the hymns at church or
oh wow.
or Christmas time, but yeah,
You go to church.
like yeah, go to church. Yeah, God-fearing man. You know, I mean, I sin, but you know, and I play secular music, but yeah, I probably don't go to church as much as I should, but no, it's definitely a foundation in my upbringing and my family. It's kind of like a bond that holds us all together, and that's how I met my
Oh.
best friends too. Like
That's how we know you're
my
definitely
tight
island
five.
as well.
That's all of us
White Sunday
on the
hiding.
same boat.
Yeah, I've had Bible stuff with me at White Sunday. We made to sing songs and do my Bible exams that I have no idea how I passed, but yeah, man. But no, that's been like a massive foundation for me, and especially like you know all my boys that I'm so tight with. We grew up together, part of youth group in church, went to school, kindergarten, primary school, and you know we're still tight to 36 years later. We're all still like best friends. So it's definitely
Was that a Samoan church or like a?
No, so half of that growing up, our parents like took us to a nipakasa in Te Atu, and then we just moved to like a parish, just a, one that was like Palangi but with a island minister. So, but it's still in the same area of West Auckland and Te Atu. But yeah.
Oh, mean.
So you're a Te Atu boy, born and bred, is it?
Born and bred, man. Yeah.
So yeah, we want to run it back to your schooling days or education. Obviously, you're a talented man, musicianly, and also sporting wise, as one of your on one of your lists you had I think first 15 and also first 11.
Nah, not first 11, first 13 and first 15. But I mean, it's Rutherford College. I mean, it's not like we won any games. But
oh no.
Yeah, but no. The thing is with sport. So I ended up going to Australia for a little bit. Just to try it out. My parents moved there too for a little bit, and then I came home early. But I tried my luck over there, and everybody in sport in my age group, they got bigger, but I didn't. And so my dad was like, "What are you up to? Like, why are you not making any team?" So I kind of put that dream to the side, and just continue with my education and come back home and upskill. And now instead of playing sport, I talk about sport. So kind of all works out. It's crazy.
You talk about sport and getting paid to talk about sport. So that's you still won.
Yeah, it's the one. And I always tell people as well. When you're in radio, I mean, some athletes will probably go, "Please stay in your lane," but like we get treated a little bit like athletes. Like our contracts are the same. There's a lifespan on the career, and you've got to make the most of it while you've got it. And when you're not on form, you can easily be dropped. So, that's kind of the same sort of environment as sports, as radio. So very similar, except like we're more overweight than they are.
Not with those big guns there.
Please. But this lockdown bubble was really just my body. That's the bubble.
Yeah, and saying that, you've been you've been on the radio for 15 plus years, or going on to. Have you ever thought, oh man, you wake up in the morning, nah, this is not for me. Have you ever felt like that, or you stay on from the get?
I think uh, I think it's continued to stay exciting for me. I'm gonna be honest. Like, there's some mornings, especially in winter, bro. Like, it's raining outside, it's cold, and you gotta wake up at 3:15 in the morning. You're like, oh god, But I think we've gone through so many changes that I really haven't had time to think about coming to an end, because whenever like I start to get a little bit of a hint for that feeling, like something will change, and then I would have to adapt to it. So it kind of gives me like that breath of fresh air and that recharge to go, okay, cool, we've got like another few years in this show, or another job opportunity, or like we only work 4 hours a day, so there's plenty of time to like keep you distracted. Like if you want to pursue another dream, or another venture, there's plenty of time to do that.
Yeah.
So radio, again, it's like my friend group, man. It's like a really good foundation, and it kind of launch pads you off to like meeting cool people and doing other cool stuff as well. So yeah, I mean, everybody, man, like would wake up in the morning going, oh man, I'd rather stay home today. But I mean, I'm not out there digging holes. I'm not out there working with trains. Like, I'm not doing any like hard manual labor. I'm literally getting paid to like hang out with my mates and tell some jokes and play some music every morning. So it's fun, and it's and again, like I think it's really important too when you have like I think that anybody who gets an opportunity to talk on radio, it's an honor to do that. To be blessed to have, like, say, you guys, and, listening in every morning. You're like, I get to share my morning with you guys, and you've let me into your life and the rest of my morning crew into your life to hang out and have a good time. And I think that's an honor. And that's kind of like something that, like, I'm very, very, I think it's very precious, that I would never take for granted, to anybody who listens to the show. So I think that's kind of like a cool motivation too. Like, if you're going to give me your time, then man, I'm going to give you my all for that 4 hours. Yeah.
Amazing, bro. Because we, one thing, or there's quite a few things that I take away from the morning. My morning is that you obviously anchor the team, but as well as having Tegan and Jordan, like, everyone's honest, and that's what everyone, if you're fake on radio, people are gonna cringe, or they're gonna know that you're fake. But you've been doing it for 15 years, and it comes out as honest. So you enjoy that. You enjoy that you get to wake up without having your fix. You're listening to the radio, or you're driving to get your fix. I mean drugs. No, drugs. Your fix is coffee. But
I'm a tea guy,
you
but
kind of you hear it. You hear it. It comes out. So I think it's a testament to all your hard work, and you're a successful man. And you hear it on the radio every day, and it's amazing to hear.
Right, and like, in all honesty, it didn't start like that, but I appreciate that I finally cracked it. Like that people start to understand. Like like the DNA of the show, it's no secret, is that without telling people and without preaching it, like, we want to be the people show, but we don't want to like tell you that we're the people show. We want you to feel that it's your show. Like, it's we don't want to call you listeners because of like the heritage of the station. Like, you're whānau, you're the ainga of the station, so we'll never call you a listener. You're always part of the family. And we want to make sure that everybody is real and honest, and that's something that we grew up, like most of you. If you grew up in Auckland, you started listening to My FM back with like Robbie and B Rocker and like Stacey and V Shane. And when I started listening to that, I knew that it was the My FM was always for the people. It was always to like inspire, especially like us brown guys or girls. That you never really had any representation. Because everything was so mainstream. But what we wanted to do, make sure that My FM stays mainstream, so you don't feel like you're missing out, but it's for the people. It's always going to be for the people. But and for the like you said before, you don't want to be fake. But I humbly say that I'm quite misunderstood sometimes. So those first those first few years, man, like I was honestly probably the most hated person on radio. Like just because like I I I, I've always kind of like just tried to be me, but some people, if you don't really know me, you don't really vibe with that until you get to know me a little bit. Like Jordan and I used to hate each other. Before, and now like we're best mates now. So it's just I think that we both started to really understand each other and really just have the same common goal that we want to represent for the people. So like the show's always been built to everybody on the show has to represent somebody. So like I represent like the good looking married guys.
That's
Tegan represents, the girls that want to go to like clubs, they want to go to every concert. She wants to be like the wahine tour, represent for the females, making sure that they stay on top. Jordan's for the people. He's always been about the people. And then we've got Ryan now, our producer who's from Christchurch, who's the whitest boy ever, who wants to fight bouncers and just drink beer. So like everybody is like representing somebody. And bro, that's always been the DNA. Like, I show so much love to my first radio brother, Nate. Like we started
shout out to Nate.
saying, bro, I love Nate,
Nate, bro.
And I miss him every day. But I pay so much respect to him because him and I really wanted to make sure that whatever we did was genuine and that we represented ourselves. We kept each other humble. We'd call each other out, but we knew the DNA of the show always had to be real.
You guys were a badass combo.
Bro, you had the chemistry.
Yeah.
Did you guys have like every secret words, like those keywords to trigger? Like if Nate's talking, he'll have a word for you to jump in, or was it just chemistry?
Chemistry, man. Yeah, it's always eyes, bro. Like all we had to do is just like look at each other, and then he goes, "I got it," and you could just tell in his face he goes, "I got it," and then we just take it and we just fight. But the thing is that like it's real funny because like Islanders, banter's just natural. It can just like happen, and then all of a sudden you just start cracking up laughing, and the laughing is the best part. And that's the thing is like we knew that no one else could do it, no other station could do it. So we were just like, let's just be us. Like let's just pretend the studio is our garage. We got a box, we got the Yui boom over here, and we're just gonna have a great time and just talk about stuff that we know that our friends are talking about too. And so like I pay massive respect to like what my FM and that breakfast show is today. A lot of that is Nate's work too, and what he his legacy is to that. So yeah. And without him, man, bro, he gave me my first shot in radio. Like it was him and I. Like we went through radio school together, and he dared me to enter this competition for a job on Flavor when Flavor first started. And and then Nate goes, "I dare you to enter that competition," and I entered it and I won it. And bro, that pretty much launched me into my career. So he's a day one for me. He's a day one. Yeah.
He's a Lasagna.
Yeah, and that's probably his only downfall. So
I'll tell you what, man. Mate, if you're listening, I remember when you first came to school, not one word of English, and now the man's banging out the best on the best of the best already. So shout out to Nate, man. Long way.
Yeah.
Was there ever a show where you go, Nate will run it, and then you're like, oh man, I'm getting fired today? Oh no, I'm getting fired today.
Nah, the one thing that I will always respect him for, man, is that if he didn't want to do something and he knew that it wasn't pure, he wouldn't do it. He wouldn't do it. Like it's so easy to take the cash, for something that like somebody wants you to do or say something, and if he didn't believe it, he wouldn't say it. Like and and I know that DJ Seville would get angry, or like someone would get angry that like, why did you do that? Why did you bag out that client? Or why didn't you talk about this the way we wanted you to talk about it? And he goes, nah, because I didn't believe it. And I think that's a true testament to like what you see is what you get. And and I will always respect him for always staying true to himself. He will always stay true to himself. Yeah.
and he said, on shows that he was on, he was like that too. You could feel the vibe if you knew that he was gonna, crack somebody, he'll get it out of them no matter what. If he's targeting you, you'll hear it, and it's kind
Yeah.
of good because he puts it in a way that it comes out more funnier than it should be, and
Yeah,
and
yeah,
it's
yeah.
up the guts. It's up the guts, but
Yeah.
he will get it out.
Yeah, exactly. And I think, and that's something that we still, continue to do on the show today is that like everything is with respect, but when we're talking to somebody or somebody wants to come on the show or we need to get something out of somebody, bro, they will always come out respectfully because we'll always punch up, never punch down. We'll always laugh with you and never at you. And also like people know that, you're a guest in our house, so play by the rules, and you got to make us care because there's probably a whole bunch of listeners that are listening to this part of the whānau that are probably going to go, this guy's dry or this girl's dry. Give me something out of it. Otherwise, like to be honest, and that's one of the rules. Like when someone wants to come on the show, you gotta be honest, and like you guys before, is there anything that you don't want to talk about? And I would say yes or no, and we do the same with those guys too. But everything is always delivered with respect and to get some entertainment out of. You otherwise it's just a boring interview that no one really cares about. So yeah.
Any of those go haywire and you have to like
With Nate,
exit the
heaps
guest?
of them. Yeah. Nah. I think there's only been a couple of you know that band Magic? They sung that song Rude. That and Aloe Black. They're the only two we've had to kick out of the studio.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Oh, true.
Yeah, we're just like, nah, you're off, get out. But no,
Eagles, must be Eagles.
yeah, I think now too, like especially with we I think now people kind of know that if you come on the My Morning Crew, you kind of know what what's going to happen.
What the vibe's gonna be?
Yeah. Like even the Prime Minister gives us a bit of leeway. We talk to the Prime Minister once a week, and she's good with us too. You kind of know like the vibe of the station and the show will always be positive. Like it's always going to be up. So we're not out to get any scandal or defame anybody. That's not our vibe, and it's kind of yuck to listen to. I hate listening to awkward radio. Like it's like yeah.
Oh.
How do you obviously you go in the morning and you've got work and you're on this high. As soon as you jump on the radio, you're there. How do you reset? What do you do when you get home? Do you do yoga, go gym, or how do you relax as a person?
Yeah,
As a weightlifter.
good question, man. Good question. So like my day is like I get up at like 3:30 in the morning, and then I just chill. Like I just do my thing. And then I live quite far away from the studio. So I kind of like get ready, take my time, and then I'll start driving in. But I've got really bad ADHD, so I'm like high functioning ADHD. So I take quite a lot of Ritalin tablets to get me through the morning, just to make my brain concentrate and focus and make sure that I'm on. And then once I talk to Ryan on my way to work, so Ryan will call me and we'll talk about the show because my part of it is like I direct the traffic of like Tegan. You run this break, and then Jordan, you teased us, and then so I just want to know, like, Ryan, tell me like what's happening on the show and like what the topics are, and then we will do the show. So like by all that time, all the prep's done, like all the training's done, and then we just do the show, and it's just off the cuff. So we kind of know the framework, and then we just follow it through, and then like instantly it feels like the show's over. Like it goes so quick. Then we'll have a little team debrief, and we get coached every day at like 10:30 in the morning. We get coached from a coach in Christchurch. So he listens to the show every day, and then he'll ring in and give us a rundown on like what worked well and what didn't, and kind of a few things that we all need to work on. So then we can make the radio every show. You're only as good as your last show, right? So you could make make some small little tweaks. And then after that, we all part ways, and then I'll go to the gym, do F45, and then and then I'll come home and probably mow the lawns. I'll go see my mum and dad, and then I got a puppy and I love it a bit, so I hang out with her and I wait for wifey to get home and we'll go on a little family walk and then run the farmlands around here and then and then reset and then watch a bit of Netflix, look at what's happening in the news, read over my prep sheets for the next day, and then go to sleep. I go to bed at like 11 o'clock. 11.
Wow,
So-
11 and you're up at 3.
Yeah,
So
I can't really sleep a lot. Like I think my body clock is just. I mean, if you're Islander, your mum wakes you up early to do your hours in the morning, right? So you know that sleeping in is not a thing.
Mm.
And then I used to resent sleep because I didn't really like it. Because I felt like I was wasting time or I could be doing something. So I always just try and keep busy, and you gotta kind of live a life, otherwise you got nothing to talk about, the next day. So you gotta kind of keep yourself busy and like do cool stuff to, have something to talk about. Otherwise, it's just anybody can go on the internet and find something to talk about, but you gotta kind of talk about things that are relatable to you.
Genuine.
And then so I think my brain kind of turns off on a Saturday night, like about 5 o'clock on a Saturday night, and then that's probably when I really get to chill and have some downtime, and then I'll once a week go and play golf, and then that's my thing. Yeah.
Is that golf on your back property? You got your own 18?
No.
The laugh of the man.
That's a laugh of the truth there. It's like,
that was a chuckle. You'll never know.
No. Bro, like I've got this thing, like I think I'm a little bit introverted. Like I'm quite shy in real life. Which I think is cool because in radio I get to like kind of be be me, but I can be a little bit more like me plus GST. But at home I'm quite shy. Like I don't really like going shopping to the malls or anything like that, or
Same, I'm the same.
Going, the crowded places kind of tire me out.
Yeah.
So and then so now I just come home and just chill, and my house is kind of like this is my safe haven. So it's just
Hold on.
a t-shirt and not be judged.
That's
You mind
explains
if I ask you
the
how old you are, Nixon?
Yeah, I'm 36.
See, because everything you explained is exactly how I am.
Yeah. I think it's like you get to 28.
Similars.
Dude, and it's like
28.
our ages
And
are
you're
quite
like, I'm too
similar.
old to go clubbing.
Yo,
And and I like vacuuming and doing my lawns and just chilling out, So
bro, I basically I've bought everything that I have to have at home to keep me sane and busy. And if I get bored, there's always something that I've got to keep me happy and just going. Hey, so I just like you said, man. Kind of like I said, hey, that sounds like me because man, I love staying home. You work every other day, so you're always out. Might as well,
Yeah.
We
Right,
same,
no,
man.
And I think that's awesome. And I think once you acknowledge that and stop trying to fight it, I think it's so much better for your brain.
How easy, how easy.
For real.
Wow.
Yeah, like I think I got to 28 and I sat down with myself and just was like, you're too old to go clubbing. You're married, and you should just really enjoy your time at home, spend it with your family, and
Quality time.
quality time. Yeah. So,
You see, I got part Asian. I got part Asian in me. So that part Asian is like for my dad, and we didn't stop. Like it's work, non-stop.
Yeah.
Busy. So like the side one of me saying like, nah, you just need to relax.
Chill, so chill.
You're gonna get gout soon. Sit down and relax.
Yeah.
So I'm loving it. I love it, man. It's like it's the best thing. Like you're always at work, you're always outside, and then it's like, man, you got everything at home. Why do you need to leave home? Like, unless you got somewhere to go,
But no, always fun. There's always stuff that I put on a good playlist because I don't really listen to radio when I leave radio because otherwise you get too caught up in it. So I'll put on a playlist or a podcast or something or like a audio book, and I'll just listen to that. And I feel like it's just a really good that's probably my way of meditating. It's just listening, a bit of escapism. There's always something to do at home, and I think
that's cool, man.
When you start to acknowledge that, I felt way more confident. I think my confidence came when you start to really understand yourself and do stuff that makes you happy, and yeah.
Hey, Nixon, after work, like, I still DJ at the clubs these days.
Yeah.
And I've been doing it for about, 12, 13 years.
Mm.
I find times like 4 or 5 in the morning, I'm driving home from town, and the radio is off, bro. The radio is off, no music is playing.
Yeah.
Fucking, it's just heaven, eh? I'm just driving home to the sound of nothing, and I love it. It's like the best feeling ever. It's like, I don't know what it is, but I think I've asked my cousin because he does it as well, and he said he finds himself doing that sometimes as well. And it's like it's automatic. Like your body just automatically does this thing where it's like, I need to shut everything out. I just need to just cruise and just do the do, like, you know.
Yeah.
I thought it was just me, but shit, man, everything you're saying is kind of like similar. So must be the age.
Romance things.
Bro, like, I know this is like counterproductive because I kind of need you listening because that's how I get paid. But sometimes like it's actually okay. It's okay for it to be silent. Like, that's okay. I think people freak out sometimes when there's like nothing happening, or like, like no one's talking, or or it's too quiet. There's no music playing. It's sometimes okay just to sit in the moment and just go. It's okay, like, just think about stuff and and prop yourself up. I'm my own biggest fan, man. I'll always gas myself up. Like if I want to talk to myself.
That's the way. That's the way.
Yeah. Like I grew up as the only child. Like, my sister passed away when I was really, really, really young. So I kind of grew up as the only child. But you kind of feel like you just know that you've got to back yourself, that you're loved, someone out there loves you, it might not feel like it, but someone's out there, there's always going to be someone that's got your back. And I knew that. And, you start to be your own hype man, your own best friend, and you just make it through. You make it through. And I think that's the main thing that I probably learned in my adult years is that, you've got to be your own hype man. You've got to back yourself and make decisions that you're confident in. And confidence, that's the biggest thing, is being confident.
Yep.
Yeah. And owning mistakes, it makes life fun.
And shout out to the chat. Thank you for this question. We've got a question from Marty. Seeing you've been radio for as long as you have, what's been the high and low of your career over the past 15 years and counting?
Oh, the high. I think the high would be like I said at the start is like, it's actually like an honor to be able to talk to New Zealand every single morning. I think like being able to be trusted with the buttons and like, anchoring a show that people actually like that's a high for me, to I truly own it as a blessing. I think that's and it's been able to it's been able to set me up for some amazing things in life, like support my family, doing other projects, in my life, when radio finishes, and that's all because of radio. So, and I've met some amazing people and met some really good friends along the way. I won't tell them they're friends though, because you got to keep them humble. But
keep them humble.
Relax.
Yeah, I've met some great people. Lows though, I think the low would probably be that you get that feeling. It's not that I want to leave sometimes, because like I don't, but that feeling when you feel like, man, I'm the oldest guy here now. I've been here the longest, and like everybody's kind of left. I always give this example. When you move into a flat and you all buy a couch, but then everybody moves out, but the couch is still there. I'm the couch.
Oh no!
Anybody vacuum the couch?
Yeah.
Oh no, we are posted.
Is there any coins in the back of the couch? But I think the low moment is it's like just seeing people move on, and obviously Nate and I are extremely tight, and when that came to an end, it's great now. Like, don't get me wrong, like I love my team now, but yeah, I think that was a pretty low moment when the Nixon and Nate duo kind of broke up, and he went off and did his thing, and I did mine.
And to be honest, man, it was a shock, because we're like, waiting for Nate, and then damn, he didn't come back, or for whatever reason. And then
Yeah.
watched the Run It Straight podcast, and oh man, once you two were together, it was like, oh, the duo is back,
Yeah.
and
Just like
we kind of wanted
yeah,
more, man. We wanted more. Like, come on, another show,
never.
another
Yeah.
show. So
Yeah. Nah, and I'll never write off, ever working with him again, because like it's just natural. It's just there. But yeah, I think that was probably the lowest moment is when that ended. Yeah, when that ended. Yeah, yeah.
oh wow, amazing. Have you who would be one of your favorite guests that you had or have on the show? And maybe a role model to you, or because you've come across, you've rubbed shoulders with some of the rich and famous A-list celebrities, so you would have known. You basically know everyone. So, who would be
Oh,
one of the, I guess, memorable
ooh.
moments?
Um, who would be? That's a good question. All right, you guys ask better questions than I do in interviews. That's, I think
Can I get a job?
I yeah, yeah, wait in line. I'm trying to hold it for as long as I can. I don't really vibe with like it's not that I don't vibe, but I don't very I try and hang out with people that I kind of get inspired by. That
Yep.
not that I want to be like them, but I love like their like mantra. Like I love what they stand for and like what they're trying to achieve. So like people I look
Yeah.
up to, and you're probably gonna hate me for this, but like I love Cameron Smith and Billy Slater and like from the Melbourne Storm, because like I'm very competitive, so I want to do like everything that I do, I want to win, or I want to go 100 and to make sure that that I'm giving you my best,
Yeah.
that that I want to be the best in my position. So when I got to meet Billy Slater, when he came over for the Nines, so my dog, her name is Billy, and I named her after Billy Slater. So when
Jeez.
Billy met Billy, that my mind was blowing. Like my wife set it up. Billy Slater came in, and then my wife brought my Billy in, and then like Billy got to meet Billy, and I was just like, oh man, like that was like amazing for me. But yeah, so I think like I mean, it's probably underwhelming, when I say someone like that, because you know, um, they're just rugby league players, or they're not like prime minister, they're not changing the world, but it's what people stand for that I really like, and like, are they
Yeah.
genuine? Are they leaders? I love like natural born leaders.
Yeah.
Like people like Patrick Tuipulotu, Adi Savia, um, you know, um,
Go the
they
Blues.
just go the blues up the blues. But like I think that those people have been the coolest to hang out with. But also seeing like how artists come up to, like you see like we get to see the journey, like for a lot of like aspiring artists. You get to meet them, and then all of a sudden, damn, they like blow up, and they're massive. Like I remember we were downstairs one day, waiting for something, and Nate and I were in the garage, and Nate was having a cigarette, and I was just there, and Ed Sheeran was just in the car park, and we didn't even know who this dude was. And then next minute, they were like, "That's Ed Sheeran," or like,
Why?
doing karaoke with Justin Bieber, and hanging out with those guys. I mean, it's just cool moments that you
Yeah.
get to spend with people that they put in the hard work, and I admire that. People who work hard, and they're not doing it for the clout. They're not doing it for anything, but just to be the best in their craft. That's what I vibe with. That's what I vibe with. Yeah, yeah. It's quite underwhelming too when you meet celebrities now. You're just like, how long do you reckon you want to last? Because like it's, and you meet so many.
Oh,
You meet so many. And
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
not me
yes.
being a dick,
They
but
come through.
you meet so many, and then
Yeah.
you're just like, oh, cool. You're just normal people, and that you. I think some of them want to be treated like normal people too. You don't really want to like,
Yeah.
be a fangirl over them. So we try and treat everybody just like they're a normal human being, and give them a bit of escapism. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Do you
With your ADHD,
Yeah.
do you find it hard to go through a morning show because it's all attention focused? Like short span, is it? Like your attention?
Oh no, that's the best thing,
For
because our
the
show's only 4 hours. but I take tablets in the morning for that, so then I can focus. I think I'm Bradley Cooper in that movie Limitless.
Nice.
What's 2 + 2?
So like that's I think like radio is perfect for people with ADHD because like I've got to be quick. I've got to
Yeah.
like we're always moving from one thing to another, and if like Tegan says something, I want to be quick. Like I want to make sure that I'm in. I can understand what's happening, but then move on real fast if we need to. Like my role in the show is that I have to keep the momentum going. So I have to make sure that everything is like moving forward. That's my role in the show. So yeah, I think the ADHD thing kind of works in my favor a little bit. But,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Where do you see Nixon 5 years from now? Still in radio, or because you've got done all my research. You run a cafe or a eatery.
Director.
Director. Okay, sorry. And,
Yeah.
and then you're an entrepreneur as well, so you've got
Yeah.
you're very successful. So what do you put that down to? Because as well as you have ADHD, but you don't really see it because everything else shines. You achieve quite a lot. You've achieved
Yeah.
quite a lot at the moment, and if you didn't come on the show, I wouldn't have known half the stuff that I've read. Because
Yeah.
you wouldn't know Afakasi or a Samoan with this much talent has achieved this much as well. But where do you see yourself in the next 5 years?
I think like radio. How do I put this?
He can't say it because they want him to leave.
No. I think.
Well,
Like,
the plans for the
respectfully,
future, yeah.
yeah, I think respectfully, radio probably will come to an end, one day. And I think, that's why I think, all the things that I've tried to put in place now, kind of set me up for when it does finish. I think, I think that if I could offer any advice to anybody out there that's doing a career that is like short span or is very like determined on your performance, that's where you don't get 3 warnings and you're fired. If maybe it's just fired, or you decide to leave.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, I think you need to really be sure in what you can fall back on. But I think when I make the decision one day with my wife, obviously, because you're married and you've got to make those decisions yourself. I think that when we make that call, that it's time to hang up the headphones. We've got enough to keep me going and keep me active. So that's kind of why we've set up a few things. So like we do have like my wife and I got a business where we do property, and then I said it very carefully because there's a housing crisis. And then my dad was close to retirement, so my wife and I, Sarah, we bought a cafe, so then we could put mum and dad in there and they can work it, and it's their cafe. Like we just do the back end stuff, and they own it, man. So like they love it, and they're good at it too. So so that operates really well. And but I think in the next 10 years, like I really do want to run for Auckland Mayor. Like I think
You heard it here first.
Yeah, but that's always been a passion because I love this city so much. And I know that I know that it'll be cool to really again give Polynesians a chance to be represented in a platform like that, and make a difference. So that and and I'll be a dad. I wouldn't mind being a dad, but obviously the wife has to play half that role. And creating that. But no, I think I always had this dream that I wanted to retire by 40 from radio. So, I mean, if it comes sooner or comes later, then it is what it is. But I think, I think that I'll be okay if it came to an end. I'll be okay.
Just a question of that question. If you weren't doing radio, what do you think you'd be doing now?
Probably a builder.
Is it a passion or something you've always wanted to try?
Yeah, I think I probably
Or DIY
I
at
reckon I'll
home?
be. No, I reckon no. Yeah, well, one, I wanted to be a builder growing up, because I'm pretty good at it. But two, I reckon I'd be a real good lawyer, really good lawyer. Um,
Hey,
maybe I've
man.
been watching, maybe I've been watching too much Law and Order, but yeah, but no, yeah, yeah, I think one of those two. But I used to work at a bank for a little bit, and so I quite like like finance sort of stuff, but I like just being like vocal and like having a little bit of sass and attitude and but like creating stuff at the same time. So yeah, I think I think that would probably be my venture. Yeah,
Oh, nice.
yeah. But then you got to
Any
study for like 10 years, and I probably don't want to do that.
You know,
So
That's the part that no one likes.
yeah,
and most of them are qualified and don't even do it. They do something else.
yeah, exactly, yeah.
but that's one tool to keep the way to be a builder. You can always move on to something else, but having that tool or that ticket at the back of you as a builder,
Yeah.
man, that's a lot to take away.
Yeah.
What's the news on this your new radio station?
Which one?
No,
Sorry?
Oh,
just
Well, say what?
No.
Say what?
No, funny
Sorry?
story. No, I said it once on another podcast, which you probably all watched, and I got in so much trouble for saying that out loud. I was so much trouble.
sorry guys, that's just me talking
Yeah.
shit. That's
Yeah. No, and you know what? No, I will say it. I honestly believe it's because of that time I did say what that format was or what I wanted to create, is why another radio station went old school.
took
So-
you away, eh?
Well, I mean, they haven't told me that, but I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna own
But
it.
you already know, hey.
You take it, Ace. You take it.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, but no, it's all fun and games, man. Everybody thinks it's like a massive rivalry between. I've got so much love for anybody who is willing to step up to the mic, man. Because as much as it is play music and talk and crack jokes, man, it's actually quite hard. When you got to do it every
Yeah.
day, 4 hours. There's times where you just go, I've got nothing to talk about. What am I gonna do?
Off the
So
cuff,
anybody, yeah, no matter what radio station you work for, whether it's like New FM, whether it's Flavor, the NZDT, man, I got so much love for anybody who's out there just trying to make $1 and also put a smile on people's face and just hustle, and I think and radio is so small, man. Like if you burn a bridge, man, like that bridge is it's a pretty shallow, short bridge. So you want to be cool, and I started at UFM, I started at Flavor. I've gone through that journey, so I never want those guys feeling like they're ever gonna be like stood on or disrespected, because it's not like that. It's not like that. Not like that at all.
Do you guys have a say in what music gets played on the show or like on the radio?
Nah. To Jordan's disgust, no. But nah, we don't get a say. So it's all set up for us. But like every song, like the station will stand by it, because like those songs have been like tested and they've been researched. Like you might hear us sometimes talk about Music Lab a lot. Or everybody who votes on Music Lab determines what songs get played on the radio. So we can't just play. I mean, if like someone comes in and they got a brand new song, like of course we're going to show them love. But to get on a rotate, so then it's constantly playing, that's got to go through a full system. Yeah, and that we got a music department for that. So a guy called Callum and DJ Xavier pick all the music that plays on my FM. Yeah.
Sorry, Swanky, they're not going to take your CDs.
Dang, I was gonna drop my thing.
Bro, what's a CD? What's a CD? Bro, in the whole radio building, bro, in the whole building, and we've got like 10 radio stations in that building. There's not one CD player. Someone bought in a CD that about like a month ago, and people were like, "Where do we even put this?" So,
Oh no!
yeah.
Wait, you said
everything
there's
is
10
Frisbee.
stations in one building?
It's Frisbee.
Yeah, so we're all in one building. So it's a pretty tight family. Like MediaWorks owns quite a few radio stations, and they used to own TV3. So there's quite a lot happening in one building. So there's a lot of egos, a lot of loud noises, and a lot of
That's why they fight each other in the boxing ring.
yeah. Well, everybody knows each other. Everybody knows each other. So yeah,
His hustles.
yeah. Some days you want to.
Who's going back to your eatery?
Yeah.
How was that when you first jumped into it? What or did you already have a background in business? Or was you just learning as you go?
I love pressure and I love risk. Like I love it. Like I strive off that because like I like learning new things and just having a turn. And we felt like we had it under control, and it was a good gamble. But like I said, like my dad was close to retirement, and I didn't want him driving 50 minutes to work every day, getting stuck on the motorway in traffic. And my mum, she was a flight attendant for Virgin, and during COVID, that ended. And my dad was starting to miss my mum a little bit too, because she was always away. So creating that for them, I have no hospitality background, no business background. Wifey and I just wanted to put something together that was special, and like my mum and dad are like a hearty part of the Te Aratu community. Like my mum is involved in the church and the schools, and like my dad drinks at the local pub. He's got his mates, and so I knew that they were the heart of the community. So I thought, man, let's like make this like a little community center where like the locals can come, but also all these people who can't afford to live in like Auckland, like Grey Lynn and Point Chev, they're all moving to Te Aratu. So I was like, oh, okay, cool. I know you got a bit of money, so I'll create something that's like a Ponsonby, like a Point Chev, and then and give you that same sort of experience, but with like a loving couple in there that are going to make you feel special, that will learn your names and treat you like that you're part of the family. So so we created that, and and I'm not allowed to serve in there. Mum told me I'm not allowed because I'm not good at it. So Sarah and I, we just wash the dishes, and I do all the payroll and do all the books and make sure all the bills are paid. But no, you gotta be built for hospital. Like, you can't just do it. Like everyone thinks it's easy, but man, like you got to be a special kind of person to do hospitality. So if there's any hospital people that are listening to this or watching this, man, I got the utmost respect for you, because you guys are important, and I will never be rude to a waiter ever.
Drop the address. Drop the name of the shop, man.
It's called the Sugar Grill, and it's
Grill.
It's in Te Aratu. So it's got a lot of sugary stuff and all the stuff that you can cook on a grill, and we just put it together, and it's called the Sugar Grill.
Mean.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's going on to 3 years now, Nixon? Is it 3 years old?
Now. Yeah, we built it from the ground up. So fitted it out and just made it special, and it's got like islander portions but Balangi prices, and
nice.
Islander portions, you had me there, man.
Yeah, well, no, Mum was like, no one's allowed to leave here still hungry. Everyone has to leave full. So you
already know.
And it's made it special. It's got a little point of difference, but no, it's been cool. It's been cool, and I'm very proud of my mum and dad for holding it together and making it their own. So, yeah.
Nixon, what's your favorite Samoan dish?
Samoan dish. What would mine be? Oh, probably like palasami has to be all day.
Yes, sir.
It's funny story. If you ask me what my wife's favorite Samoan dish is, bro, this is how you know she's a real one. She'll eat the taro with no coconut cream, just straight, and she loves it. And and that's when my nana gave me her blessing. She was like, yeah,
Lock her up. Yep. Lock her up.
Yeah. She got up and did the dishes without being asked, and then she ate a piece of taro, and my nana was like, yeah, she's the right one. And
well done.
Yeah.
Have you as a again as a whakasi, have you come across any barriers within your role in radio? Were there any barriers as to because with everything happening now in this world, with the Black Lives Matter, and you kind of look closely at little things to do with I don't want to say racism, but little things like that, how unfairly you get treated. But I'm sure within your
Yeah.
15 plus years you would have experienced maybe a tad or maybe a lot. I'm not.
Yeah.
Have you gone through any of that?
Especially because
Um.
you rip someone hard. You rip someone hard, eh? Like your someone's like it's like
Yeah.
tattooed
Yeah.
on you and all that. So
Yeah. Well, I've
yeah,
got
that's,
like
that's
obviously
good.
like so this is like a family sleeve. But
Yep.
like from my dad, I got the Union Jack here. Just to represent. But
Yeah.
like I think the main thing is like one, like be very proud of who you are. I'm proud to be half caste. But I think what I've learned over like the last year or so is like you're not a percentage of this and a percentage of that. You are who you are, and
That's it. Yeah.
and
Yeah,
be proud of both heritages. And
both.
so
Yeah,
and which I am, and I'm very proud of. I think the Samoan side though, why I embrace it so much is my mum installed like a lot of like Samoan morals, family first, like always support your family, make sure that you're humble. And a lot of that came from my Samoan side, which I think is the stuff that I want to put on radio, because I think those values are very motivational and aspirational for people, especially young islanders that are coming up, that a lot of pressure gets put on us, when we're
yeah,
young. And I think what I want to do is just boost that confidence to go be proud, take those morals, and when you get older, uh, you know, make them right for you and your family. So then you don't feel like, oh, I have to do this because I'm brown. It's like, do it because it was a great lesson that you want to install into your kids and your kids and your
Mm.
kids. So,
yeah,
I've learned that just to be, always look at it kind of glass half full. But also, I think now, um, I think now especially over the last year, because I mean, I can be quite cheeky sometimes on the radio, but I think over the last year, especially with Black Lives Matter, and even like what's happening with Maoris and Pacific Islanders here in Aotearoa,
mm,
is that I really would just wanted to just listen. I don't really have that much experience in like or experiences in going through things, so because like my mum and dad, when we're never rich, but I never went without. I never went through a struggle, and I'm very honest about that.
yeah,
I never
yeah,
went through a struggle. And I felt blessed. There was always food on the table. I mean, sometimes it was baked beans, but it was still food on the table. So I never want to be fake about that. So with people that are having those tough times and going through rough journeys, like I just want to listen. And I think that's the main thing that I hope people take away from that, is that you don't have to have the answers, but like if you want to learn the way things are changing, and especially like with my FM, like it was started by an iwi, and it's got a very strong heritage to like Ngāti Whātua and to the Māori culture, which I have no connection to at all, other than just living here in New Zealand and Aotearoa. So I think learning about that, getting my pronunciation right, sometimes I always want to say mangry, but I know that I have to say mangere, now, and I think it's just showing respect. It's just showing respect, Um,
The-
and yeah, I think that's probably been the biggest thing for me, and I think like I'm very proud to go. Shucks, I work at a station that's got a really strong Maori tie, so I want to acknowledge that and support that, and they've shown me love. I think when we first started though, Ngāti Whātua were like, why are two Samoans doing our breakfast show, with me and Nate? But
yeah.
you know,
Two of the best.
historically they were
It's two of
all
the best.
Maoris before. So and I think just us just sitting there and listening and embracing it. I think that it was a challenge at the start, but yeah, I think it's good. And I think and the my whānau as well, the people who tune in every day, man, like they've come such a long way, man. I love that they can call us out and say stuff and challenge us, but it's all with love. No one's
Yeah,
trying to be a dick. No one's trying to be an egg. And I think people are learning with us. Learning with us. Yeah.
yeah. That's something great we can take away from this too. Is the listening part. It's and
Yeah.
for you being on show
Mm.
every morning live, we get that sense as well as the
Mm.
honesty that comes back. So, oh man, it's an honor to have you on and chat with us, have a yarn and share your journey. So yeah, thank you for coming through. That check will come in the mail from Muffy because he's got all the money in the world.
No, bro, you guys, it was a pleasure. Thank you so much. I know that I talk quite a bit, but that's my job. So but I appreciate you guys having me on and being part of the show. And man, mad respect to you guys. And I know that the mantra of your guys kaupapa is to really encourage people to speak out and be proud of themselves and really embrace mental health and not hide it. So, bro, I love that and privileged to be a part of it.
Nah, thanks, Us. Yeah, and that's basically it. We don't want to shy away from mental health, and we know it's a big issue, and it's a barrier that we all try and we don't face it head on, and it's I guess having a platform like this, we're trying to make it easier for people to talk. I know it's not everyone's cup of tea, jumping on a live and then telling your journey, but to those out there that want to talk to us and maybe throw us a DM or send us a message, we're always here to listen. We've got our professional Swanky who he handles all the messages, so send us straight to him.
I don't handle any use. Just the DMs.
Be positive. Be positive. Be positive.
But anyway, we want to thank everyone that's tuned in tonight to hear Nixon's story. The brother, man, it's good to hear. I guess the other side of radio. You wouldn't know until I guess doing research and having it. But the man's got all the nuggets available for us. Usually at the end of our podcast, we give advice or a tip or something to take away at the end of the show. So Muffy, you want to run us through?
Yeah, I think we'll go back to one thing for me will be that the conversations keep it going. Like Nixon said tonight, I think I spoke too much. Nah, man, I think we need more. We need more that there's so many topics out there that we could have went down, but just starting the conversation is where it needs to start. So for me, to everybody out there who's listening, just speak, keep the conversations going, and man, keep talking. Don't hold it inside. Don't hold that inside. Let it out. That's what these platforms are for. Yeah.
That's it. For me, it's check in on those souls that are close to you that you haven't heard from for a while. Just check in. Simple question is, are you okay? Or are you hungry? Sugar Grill, 20% off.
Let's go.
Promo code for the boys. Promo code for the boys.
But just checking in on on those or family or loved ones that you haven't heard from in a while. Never know. Might open up a conversation. Start offloading stuff to you that you never expected. Yeah.
Thanks, Swanky. But where did you get your hat from?
The hat is provided by 275. Mangere Proud.
Nice.
Mangry.
I gotta say it right because Nixon's here. I'm trying to apply for a job.
Yeah. Okay. And from me, I think there's quite a few things to take away from Nixon's. My daughter's telling me to go sleep. Hey, go! I'm coming. There's quite a lot to take away, and I guess from the beginning, the honesty that Nixon has shared with us, and I think that's something I guess we all can take away is be yourself. You can't be anyone else because as much as you're a great actor, your true self will come out, and just be yourself. And if you're going for a hard time, some people say be in the moment, but reach out as well. So be honest and be yourself. Nixon, got any advice? You probably got a lot. But yeah, bro.
Yeah, you stole my one, man. Fire up. I think this one's kind of stuck with me for a long time, especially for Pacific Islanders, is that mental health. You're not an attention seeker, and you're not soft. And I think that it's historically like you're making it up. You're just trying to be an attention seeker. You're not. It's a real thing, and I think once you acknowledge it and talk to your mates, I mean, a defense mechanism for us is just to laugh and crack jokes about it. Like that's our way. But I think the more you talk about it and you find that safe haven to talk about it, the more you're gonna feel better. So it's not made up, and there's somebody that's got your back. And if nobody's there, 0800 win my 0800 946 624. Give us a call, okay? Or reach out, Navi. Yeah, we got you. Yeah.
Before we
boys,
wrap it up, Oos,
Ricky's gonna sing a song.
the top 5 songs on your playlist, Oos, the go-to.
Oh, top 5 songs. Far out. Bro.
Hey, put the man on the
The
spot.
track-
Hey, put the man.
A track
Wait, can I
that
tell you a secret?
resets you, Oos.
Can I tell you a secret? Right? Can I tell you
Yeah,
a
what's
secret? I don't like hip hop music.
You're fired.
Yeah. I don't like
Hey,
hip
oh
hop.
yeah. So what's on the playlist?
I love R&B and I love country music. Like those are my two favorite genres. Yeah, but when I say R&B, like I mean like slow jam R&B. So I'm like talking like Babyface,
Ooh.
like PJ
You like
Morton.
PJ Morton. Ooh.
Yeah. So I like that sort of stuff. But also in saying that, like I like Mariah Carey's like my goat. And
The
it's
country
not
artist.
very good, but I listen to R. Kelly with my windows up and the door shut.
Oh yeah. Click, click, click.
Cowboy.
Oh, mate.
Get to the traffic lights and like put it down. But,
Wrong station.
Wait,
wrong
how-
station.
Yeah.
Wait, do you
Yeah.
do you still play R. Kelly on the radio?
No way. No.
Nah. Oh,
Nah.
off, eh?
Yeah, nah, and that's not because of us. That's because of like the people that tune in every day. They don't want to hear it. So like that's that every song again is picked by my founder, the people that listen through every day. So they didn't want to hear it. So yeah.
Oh, respect.
What would be on my playlist? I'm having a look now.
Baby, lock
Someone
them
told me.
doors. Baby, lock them doors and turn them.
Yeah, no, it's like it's definitely stuff like that. Like yeah, I mean yeah, no, you wouldn't even know any of this stuff, man. Bro, it's like Tom Mishk, Hall and Oates.
Oh, the old Hall and Notes.
Yeah. Stevie Wonder.
Oh, bloody all the notes, eh?
Yeah.
I'll send you a link after the show, bro.
Bro, like, yeah. I mean, yeah, like, like again, like I think I need it, like because I listen to hip hop and R&B all day. I kind of need like it.
For
The
sure.
fresh air to like
yeah,
listen to other stuff.
Definitely.
Yeah,
Yes.
Otherwise,
Yeah.
you go crazy, eh?
yeah. But no,
Yeah.
I love. Bro, I think Babyface is my last one that I want to see live, and then I've seen everybody I want to see live. Oh, bro, Michael Jackson. Like I love Michael Jackson. But Babyface is the only person I want to see live now, and then I've seen everybody that I wanted to see. So yeah.
Oh yeah. Note to the people watching. R&B. He likes R&B. If you're gonna send a
Yeah.
demo,
Yeah, R&B, and you turn that on and you light a candle and you're good to go. So relax.
Put that candle away. Put that candle away.
relax. That's the
You've
podcast
already
after
set the mood,
midnight.
That's when I dim the lights and then we just put slow jams in. Give us a call. Love songs to midnight. Love songs to midnight.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Thank you, Nixon. Thank you, Nixon, for tonight.
Thank you,
Appreciate
Nixon.
you, brother.
Appreciate you
Appreciate
guys.
the time, was all.
Stay
Again,
safe,
shout out
Shannon.
to
Wear a
the
mask.
chat. Stay safe. But on the trains today, I didn't see anybody wearing masks. No.
Listen to Auntie Cindy.
She's not.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so again, our podcast is now up on streaming website, or just tap on the link in our Insta and it'll take you straight there. Thank you, Nixon, or the AKA the Nixon Clark. Thank you for jumping on. Boys,
Fast I
thank
love
you.
it.
Thank you also.
Mafiuso.
Yeah.
This is Tiza.
All right.
Thank you, everyone.
Manuile po. Yeah, pasu po.
On we also.